The IPL versus Drought saga playing out in the Bombay High Court. The court is dictating the order as we speak, so we're expecting details of it very, very soon. Rasesh Mandani, Boria Majumdar and Sahil Joshi join us on the broadcast. Rasesh, any updates that you can provide us from the High Court? Rasesh, any updates that you can provide as of now? Okay, we'll try to get that line corrected with Rasesh. Coming to Boria. I was asking you this earlier as well. If the court indeed takes a very harsh stance on this, if it asks BCCI to shift matches under the IPL contracts, what happens next?
It's a massive nightmare. That's what I was, since you asked me that question, I was thinking. Think, for example, Eden Gardens becomes the venue of a Sunrisers versus Delhi Daredevils match. What happens to stadium branding? What happens to tickets? What happens to fans who've bought tickets there? What happens to the industry? What happens to travel? What happens to all these bookings? The employment that would have been generated if the match would have been there. A lot of problems, Shivani. I mean, the brand is killed. Make no mistake, the IPL does generate serious revenue which is utilized to promote cricket, and if somebody comes and tells me cricket is not important to India, that is not perhaps the best argument to make. This is the only global sports brand that India can be proud of, and that brand would have been taken really to the cleaners if this happens. IPL would be dented, make no mistake. This is a far more sensitive issue. Is the IPL the solution? Question one. Second, the Kings 11 Punjab flip-flop, which has added to the BCCI's embarrassment. I can squarely tell you, my understanding of the board, from what I know, Nes Wadia took an individual stand, and clearly Mohit Burman, Preeti Zinta and the other stakeholders perhaps don't see eye to eye. Everyone knows that they don't see eye to eye, and that is why Kings 11 Punjab will never come to a unanimous solution. That may have been one of the reasons why this flip-flop happened. It's embarrassing for the board. At this point in time, all that the board needs is a show of intent in a unanimous way. Imagine you're fighting a Supreme Court case with Justice Lodha, you're fighting a case in the Bombay High Court, you just mentioned one in Bangalore, arbitrations going on in Chennai and Rajasthan. If that is the way a sport is governed in this country, which is considered your secular religion, how long will Indian cricket survive is only anyone's guess.
Rasesh Mandani is back with us. Rasesh, any updates on just how soon that order could be completed?
Well, it takes generally about in half an hour. That's what our legal colleagues tell us, Shivani. So, the order dictation is on, and it's impossible to preempt which way the order would go. But like we've been saying, the board, the court earlier today has heard all sides of the story, including those of the franchisees, the new viewpoint brought in by the BCCI about Kings 11 Punjab backing track from their earlier position of wanting the Nagpur being willing to take the Nagpur games away. Also, the petitioner side heard where the petitioners put forth their argument saying that any sort of entertainment at this point in time when the state is going through a drought situation is not welcome, and they clearly sort of reinforce their position that the games should not be continued to be held in the state. The state's also ending in a rejoinder as well. So all sides of the story is heard, and we'll soon know when the sort of the honourable court comes up with its own order on it. But there have been numerous hearings all along. The BCCI has taken a certain position where they almost pledged all the money that is needed or asked of them. But one position that they're not sort of backed up on is allowing the games to be taken away on the state. Their argument, of course, being that the petitioners put forth this entire argument in very late, and even when the World Cup matches went on, this issue was never raised.
Right, Sahil, very quickly, before we take our next break, can you quickly point out to us that what are the steps that the state is taking otherwise to save water or manage water better?
See, first of all, Shivani, let me give a small update. Right now, our correspondent Vidya, who is inside the courtroom at this point of time, has informed us that the judge is dictating the order. Right now, the dictation is on about who said what in the court. What the BCCI council said, what the franchises council said, what the petitioner said, and what the government said. Their positions in the court are being recorded in the order. It looks like that in next 15 to 20 minutes, the final order will come up. Now, as far as the government is concerned, the government tried to inform from the court that they are making a water management plan for the state. At the same time, currently, what the government has done is that first time in Maharashtra, the tankers through the train have been arranged from the district called Sangli to Latur, that is around 8 hours distance. So every day around 5 lakh liters of water is being supplied from Sangli to Latur, the place where the water scarcity is there, and from the place where the water is available at this point of time.
Right.
Secondly, the government is also deciding the priority of the water supply, because the drinking water always gets the priority, and the state is going to decide about that soon if the situation worsens in the coming month.
Right, Sahil, hold your thought.
That's
We'll come back to you in just a bit. As you were saying, the judge is dictating the order. Very quickly, if I can point out, the court has registered that the BCCI lawyer has said that it is so simple to play sports, but by this theory, all sports celebrations should run out of state. In the meantime, the petitioner has said that at least for this year, the IPL should not happen in the state. We'll come back with more updates in just a bit. Stay tuned.
You are watching India Today.
पता नहीं पापा को क्या.
Now Munir is still to be arrested. He is the prime suspect in this case. He's also related to the NIA DSP, is what UP police sources are telling India Today. We will continue to track that story. But moving on, one of India's most famous women bikers, Veenu Paliwal, she's passed away in a road accident. Now Paliwal died in a motorcycle accident in Madhya Pradesh's Vidisha district.